Gosh, it's hot today. And you get a bit of peace and quiet from the kids as well.
Well, in theory, but you get the ellies coming down, especially in the dry season.
Yeah.
And just having their lunch on the island.
Yeah, my pale Scottish skin needs to be
Toughen
shaded.
up a little bit.
So I'm here with Chris from the Murchison River Lodge, and we just arrived yesterday. We had such an amazing trip here. Yeah, so this is the reception. We met Chris at the entrance to the park, and he's kindly offered to put us up for the night. So thanks so much for that.
No problem, it's a pleasure.
But we've had an amazing stay here, and so we want to show you guys around the Murchison River Lodge to see some of the different rooms that they have on offer, and just check it out. There's an amazing story behind building this place over the last few years. So
Yeah. We broke ground in February 10, and we opened in December 11. We opened with 3 tents and a cottage. We sort of grew into a sort of family-friendly lodge because no one else was really doing it. We tried to cater for everyone, so we've got cottages which are big enough for families, we've got self-contained tents, and we've got a campsite and some simple tents, comfortable camping tents, which are non-bathroom but all set up with lights and nets and everything. So and the campsite obviously. So we tried to sort of accommodate everyone in the kind of mid-range price bracket.
yeah.
And developed into doing elements of the industry which no one was applying themselves to. We started a family in the construction phase, and then we suddenly realised that no one had family rooms.
Of course.
And if you've got a family, you don't want your kids next door in the middle of the night. If they start kicking off, you want to be under the same roof. So the cottages are what we started with.
Yeah.
And the design started off as a non-2 floor, as a single floor design, but then when the roof went up and the cavity that was created by the roof and the thatch and the pitch, we ended up putting a mezzanine floor upstairs.
Oh, right.
In the cottages. So there's a double upstairs and twins and space for up to 4 kids, or depending on the size of the kids, obviously.
Cool. Let's go check them out. Yeah.
Right, let's have a look.
Thanks so much.
So there was some great friends of ours that came over, and they had 3 kids, and there was one option for a 4-bed unit in one of the other lodges.
Yeah.
At Parral. And they said, "Oh, could you put an extra bed in? It's $800 a night. And could you put an extra bed in for that?" And they went, "No, sorry."
Oh.
And it's like, oh my God, if you can't
What?
cater for one extra person,
Oh my.
and you're paying that sort of money, that was a light bulb moment. There's a real hole in the market.
Yeah, for families and a bit of flexibility as well, just what people are looking for.
And it's a very easy market to get into. I've got kids, so I understand what parents need. So not only do we got the family cottages, but we do like a sitting service in the evening if you want to put your kids to sleep. Lock them in the room, and a staff member sits outside the room with a
To make
two-way
sure that
radio.
they're okay, that's amazing.
And if the kids make noise for any more than 10 seconds, you get to know about it very quickly, so you can go for what they want. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So it's just the little things which make a big difference if you're a parent.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
wow, to go for a bottle of wine with your dinner with your wife or whatever. Lovely, and not worry about your kids being looked after.
I see you've got the solar panels as well.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
Powered by solar.
Yeah, the whole lodge is off grid. In Uganda, they do they charge, if you're going to connect you to the grid, they charge you per pole.
Okay.
And the national grid is probably 30 kilometres from here.
Okay.
So that's a lot of poles.
Yeah.
So run the power in. And then what we found in Ginger is the power is sometimes very unreliable. So the great thing about solar is no one's going to come and turn you off.
Yeah.
So all of the cottages, all of the whole lodge is all solar powered. We don't make a big thing about the eco element because it's just the most reliable way of doing it.
Good power, good business. Makes sense. Use the power of the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they were saying about the kind of people say, "Oh, have you got backup?" And it's like, yeah, well, Christ, if the sun stops shining, we're going to need more of a backup, and having warm beer is not an issue. So yeah, all of the cottages, all the rooms have got their own solar hot water system, and they've got the cottages, and most of the tents have got fans and USB charging, and
Yeah, and I stayed last night and it was perfect energy. The hot water in the room was working perfectly, so all good.
And
Should we see inside the room?
No.
Okay, so this sleeps how many?
Well, we've got a few extra beds. Normally there's only 2 beds in
Of
here.
course, well,
But there's a
fit-
family coming through and
this many people.
there's 4 kids coming in, so
Great. Oh, so the parents can sleep upstairs?
yeah. Yeah, and we put it normally depending on the age of the kids, we can put mattresses in, or we'll put a net on the extra beds. There's 3 beds fit underneath these nice big nets that we've got.
Of course, yeah.
So
And these kept us safe last night.
yeah, there's a lot of mosquitoes here, so it's one of those things.
You've got to make sure you're protected. And then you've got the upstairs area as well.
Yeah.
check
So the
upstairs.
mezzanine and the double is up here.
Wow, it's beautiful up here. And you get a bit of peace and quiet from the kids as well.
Well, in theory, but it depends on your kids.
Wow, that's great.
But it's tried to. We haven't obviously with the solar, we're a little bit challenged for things like air conditioning.
Yeah.
But actually, if you get the design right, you get all the natural.
Yeah, well, you've got all
things.
the wind coming in. I found that last night. We could just open the
Open the flaps up.
flaps,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
and it feels like it's inside
Yeah.
in some of the tents, which we'll see in a few minutes. But it feels like even the tents are inside you because you built those structures around them.
Yeah. The zips are the main issue with tents. So the tents have now got doors and locks, and it's somewhere in the middle. We call them thatched safari tents. But you'd hardly know you were in a tent, and the tent brings a little bit more security from doo-doos. Doo-doos are a generic term for all insects.
Okay.
Mosquitoes and geckos and all these various residents here. It just
And
sort of gives you a good barrier to keep you away from all them.
All right. And then I see you've got a little outside area as well.
Yeah, there's a veranda.
Let's check that one out.
So
All right. You've got this up. So in total, this probably sleeps 4 downstairs and 2 upstairs if you want.
And depending on the age of the kids, you can put extra mattresses on the floor, or take 2 of those beds out and put the mattresses on the floor, and then
Oh, cool.
you can put as many kids there.
And what do you do in the pricing around something like this for the kids? and
There
the
is a
upstairs?
family package.
Okay.
So you pay for the room for up to 4 kids, and that's $350 full board
Okay.
for everything for up to 4
For
children.
up to 4 children. Okay.
Yeah. Under 5s are free.
And is that something similar that you would do for like a group that were coming here? Maybe a group of 20, 40, 30.
Yeah,
years?
there's always we can certainly negotiate if a group's coming through, but obviously with COVID we haven't seen that many big groups, all the university groups, the voluntourism groups. We haven't seen a lot of them for a while.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of families here.
Yeah.
And all families need the same thing.
And is it the same price for residents or international?
There is a price. I think it's $380 for a rack rates, but the agents and the residents is $350 for a cottage.
Oh, okay. And people can find all the prices and things
Yeah,
on your
it's
website.
all on the website.
All right,
yeah.
I'll put a link to the website below so you guys can check this place out. Wow, incredible out here.
And then the veranda.
Yeah, place to just chill and relax, and you've got so much privacy here as well.
Yeah, that's the idea. One of the things of other lodges, I don't want to be greeting people in the morning when you're sitting there having a cup of coffee going, morning, hi. So we tried to make it as private as possible. You've got to be able to sit here and have a cup of tea and do whatever you want to do without having to.
And then you can go to the main area whenever you want to and
Absolutely.
see other people
Yeah.
and congregate. And there's an amazing little hammock here as well.
Yeah, all the lodges have got hammocks.
Yeah.
It's just nice, isn't it? You want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And so many lodges you go to, I mean, it looks good, but you can't actually get comfortable. So little things like this, come on, give me a book, give me an afternoon, I'm going to sit in the hammock all day. Well, there's 4 of these. The end one's has got a full length upstairs and an upstairs
That looks out as
veranda
well. Okay.
as well. Yeah, you can
Oh,
see the
great.
roof from the end one. So it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
But the other.
So do you put beds up there as well, or you just leave that as a big area for the
There's again a double bed over in that one, but just a double bed, and there's just more space.
more space for them. Okay, great. And what's the next area that we're going to go and see after this?
Well, this are the cottages. There's 4 of these,
Okay.
and the next one is our thatched safari tent.
Okay. Oh yes, this the bathroom area as well. Do you want to go and check the shower? Great. And this is all powered by solar. It's amazing.
Yeah. And the sun in this area is so strong.
Yeah.
You know, even on a grey day, the water's hot. There's
Yeah.
the batteries.
Cool.
There's not much around here because of the geology
Yeah.
element. So all the bricks, all the sand comes from Quima, which is 120 km away.
Ah.
We try to source as much as we can locally. But
Yeah.
there's limitations to that.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to have a look at this one. We'll go on the front.
Okay.
These are the last 3
Of those
units that are being put up now.
Oh, you're building now?
Yeah, the last ones. But the idea was to put the last elements in just before COVID, but then COVID came along and stuffed it up. So there's one more in there, one more down there, and it's pretty much done, but without the power. The plumbing's going in at the moment.
You mentioned earlier you're building a house as well.
Yeah, on another plot.
On another plot.
Yeah, murchisonhouse.com.
Okay.
So that self-contained.
You get to hang out with little monkeys here if you're staying here. They'll just be passing by saying hello.
These are the black-faced vervet.
Black-faced vervets. Wow. I hear them.
We love them.
Just need to make sure that you don't leave your fruit lying around.
Absolutely. Yeah. The baboons are a little bit more of a menace.
Yeah.
And we do have to control them a bit more. And the baboons do go through not the tents so much, but the windows of the cottages. If you leave anything in there, they can.
Oh, they can get through.
Yeah, they're strong.
All right.
These ones are quite friendly.
Yeah.
But
They do follow you around, though, don't they?
yeah, they do.
Okay.
And these are the fat safari tents.
Huh? Nice.
Again, nice big nets.
Yeah.
And lots of power, lots of light.
Yeah, and fans here keep everyone cool.
Yeah.
And like we were saying earlier, it's so great the wind just kind of blowing in through these things. It keeps you nice and cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark in here.
It also feels very much inside, like these are solid. So.
That's it. It's a tent, but because you've got the doors and everything, you sort of lose that tent feel to a degree.
And this is the style we stayed in last night.
Yeah. You were in one of the earlier ones, which doesn't have a fan.
Ah, okay.
And the idea is when the opportunity permits, we'll get upgraded all the power in them all, so there's enough power to run the fan as well.
Great.
But they want flushing toilets and they want hot showers.
Exactly.
So
and then a nice comfy bed to stay in.
And then a comfy bed. Yeah. So all the things that I do, like a feather pillow.
Yeah.
Pillows can really make or break your night. It's true, isn't it? How many times? Oh my God, you give me a breeze block for a pillow. That's great, thanks.
All right.
So it's just the little things that I think that people want, but I think we've been doing it long enough to figure out that we're pretty much spot on now with how it is.
And so these ones. So did you come up with the concept for these ones or the bigger ones? Like
well, the tents came first, and these have sort of evolved. Bigger tents and bigger bathrooms, and this is a standard double.
Okay.
So generally speaking, most of the safari clients aren't families.
Yes.
And so this is our most popular accommodation. So all of the international clients that come through, generally they want these. They're in singles or doubles or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So and the price again, it's all full board. So all the meals, the rack rate is $115 for this, and I think the residence rate's $105 full board per person.
Okay, all right.
All inclusive.
Yeah, it's affordable, and it's an amazing place. Actually, I've got some other videos of us doing the boat trip, and also I've got another video of that we're going to do this afternoon. We haven't done it yet, but we're going to climb up the falls, and we're going to hike back down. So there's some amazing things that you can do around Murchison Falls, and it's a short boat ride away. So
it's a great park.
Yeah.
But little things like that, the slab flooring was a new addition, and it just makes it nice and clean, easy for us to manage, and a lot nicer for the clients. And these are all twins, but the twins push together.
Yes.
So it does make a double very easily, and it's not one of those ones with a gap in the middle.
Yeah.
So
you can easily just either come as a couple, or you can have you and your friend or whatever.
Yeah. You share the net, but.
Great.
And so this is one of the newer tents. Well, you see, just with the frame, it just opens up the tent properly, holds the tent out nice and straight.
Yeah. So you never put these down. they're just like structures in a way that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
often-
yeah.
you might need to clean it every so often.
Yeah, of
That's
course,
what
but it's only with a tent. Generally, in my experience, it's the zips that go. So if you take the zips out of the equation, this will be standing for years.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and if you've got a tent with a zip, you can imagine it's going to probably need a zip replacing every year.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when you're this far, I mean, the Congo is 15 k's that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to
try and find a zip.
Logistics is the main issue. Yeah. People say, "Oh, the internet's really rubbish." It's like, well, you know, the Congo's down there. It's better than it was. And if you come here for the internet, you may be disappointed. But it works.
Yes.
But look at where you are.
It worked perfectly fine. I mean, you just need to go to the specific area. We'll see the pool shortly, and there's a good Wi-Fi over there. So nice little sitting area here as well.
Yeah. Again, it's that comfort thing, isn't it? You just want to be. You want to be comfortable.
And how did you get the tables? Does that?
It's just a slice of the mavuli.
Yeah, mavuli.
Yeah, it's one of the local hardwoods.
Yeah.
And it's so lovely, isn't it? We're selling a concept here. It's a safari concept.
Yeah.
So if you have it to steel or plastic or whatever,
manicured,
it's like everything else.
People want to feel earthy.
So there it is.
Nice. All right. So what's the next one?
Do you want to have a look at the campsite?
Yeah, let's check out the campsite. So people can bring their own tents, or you supply the tents. How does it work?
Either or. If you've got your own tent,
All right.
you can have self-contained camping in the sense you cook your own food.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a cooking area as well.
Yeah, there is. A very simple one. I mean, there's no gas or anything, but
Yeah.
But generally, people in this part of the world, when you come camping and you're going to cater, you come with your own charcoal or you come with your own gas hob or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can either self-cater and camp, or you can full board camp. So you get meals in the restaurant like everyone else, and just sleep in the
Love it. Gosh, it's hot today. It's because it's coming into. Well, it's the rainy season at the moment, but you wouldn't feel it. You wouldn't.
No,
wouldn't believe it.
The rainy season's been a bit all over the place recently.
And so you collect your water in these things?
Yeah, we've got a couple of wells on site. Again, it's all solar powered.
Yeah.
So we've got two 10,000 litre tanks with a little float switch. You can see the jerry can.
Ah, so you can see how heavy they are. Yeah. Or how much they fill there.
There's another jerry can on the inside.
Ah.
So as the water level comes up, that jerry can comes down.
Ah.
So that jerry can's on the bottom.
So we've got plenty of water right now.
Yes. And again, it's all solar.
Yeah, it's great. This is all self-sustaining, everything here.
Yeah.
And do you organise trips for people as well from here?
Not really. People, the domestic market, the residents, they come up and they've already got their own agenda.
Yeah.
We're very happy to point people in the right direction.
Yeah.
And that's all part of hosting, really.
Exactly.
So we can certainly put you in the right direction, and there's people that do it. We have thought about getting a safari car and doing trips, but it's extra hassle.
Yeah, and there's many people around who are doing similar stuff.
Absolutely. So focus on what you do it as well as you can,
Yes.
and don't jump at every dollar that comes. So these are the simpler tents.
Yep.
This is your
Okay, so they don't have
comfortable camping.
they don't have the frames.
No.
And do they have to? They use the shower blocks or the? Okay.
Yeah. So these are non-self-contained. They're just a simple
Simple tent.
with beds and nets and lights.
Okay. Okay. The simple just bed preparation area.
Yeah.
And a little bench for eating and stuff.
Yeah. It's no problem for us to supply firewood.
Okay.
So if you want to cook on the fire, you
Oh,
can.
nice. That's
or
actually
just,
quite
to sit around the fire in the evening. It's such a nice thing.
Yeah.
Bush TV, isn't it? So I'm very happy to provide any firewood or charcoal if you need it. If you need to cook on it, the blue brick thing there is where you set up your little charcoal.
What's the most people you've had in this pre-COVID, obviously?
We've had some nice big school groups come through of like 40.
Okay, great.
And the place is set up. We're on 30 acres. We've got a lot of land.
Yeah.
So it was sort of set up so everyone's got enough space.
Yeah.
So sometimes you go to a place and it's a little bit claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And you're with your family or your partner and you don't want to be in the middle.
Exactly.
So there's lots of different places to go and sit and get away.
Yeah.
You know, so you can always find space for yourself. So we're lucky to have such a big plot. Really.
Yeah. And then the shower block.
Yeah, this is the campsite we got. Yeah, one of the first things we put in. Just to make out the whole idea of getting open was such a goal.
Yeah.
And it's with any business, you set it all up and then you either sink or swim.
Yeah. And that's the cheapest thing to get open first.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you've got to get money coming in.
Yeah. And then in the last 10 years, we've sort of organically
Being able to invest.
grown.
Yeah. Okay. So these are showers in here?
Yeah, there's a couple of showers,
Couple of toilets.
couple of toilets.
Show one of the showers. Nice.
And again, how nice to have somewhere to hang your clothes and they don't get wet when you shower. It's amazing how badly designed some of the
Yeah,
places
it's just
are.
these like details that people always get wrong in some of these places.
Yeah. There's so many examples in Africa of architecturally you think, did you think about that before
Yeah.
you built it? Did you draw
And
it?
in principle, things, or in theory, things work, but then actually it's the living and things, and it's the iteration,
Yeah.
changing things as you realise, oh, people are actually walking down that path in that direction.
Yeah.
You don't realise it before people have actually used it.
No, so think about it. Think about it before you build it.
Yeah.
And so we tried to think of it. But I'm sure there's things with
Yeah.
ladies as well. I mean, there's obviously
Yeah.
not a lot of difference in that side.
Amazing. Should we check out the swimming pool and then check out the bar area?
Come on down.
All right. Okay, so standard camping with your own tent is 15,
Yeah.
and then how much to supply a tent?
Well, the comfortable camping tents are $65
Okay.
just for the per person full
Yeah.
board. All of the prices are full board. If you're going to bring your own tent and full board
Yeah.
camping, it's $45.
45.
Because when the grass gets burnt and the rain starts, the young grass comes through, and that's a really nutritious, short, green, lush stuff.
Okay.
So the natural cycle of things is all timed to make the most of that fertility in the grass.
Yeah.
Grass is the basis of pretty much all the life in this particular area. The herbivores eat the grass, and the herbivores eat the herbivores, but it all
And then they have the energy to mate.
yes.
Okay, so you've got this other area here beside the pool.
Yeah, this is the pool lounge where the Wi-Fi is.
Yeah.
There's shower, toilet, and honesty bath.
So people can just pick up.
Help yourself. Help yourself. It's so nice to be able to go and pick up a drink and not have to find a way to.
All right.
Not have to.
I didn't know about that. This little area is...
Yeah, so this is the lounge. This is where the Wi-Fi is. And people say, oh, there's no Wi-Fi in the bar. It's like, yeah, but you'll be shouting at your mother and a Skype call, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So the Wi-Fi here it's a lot better now than it was. We've got a new system in.
Do you know what? It's actually super nice, even just for the short period we've been here. It's super nice to just like clock off and not be on internet, and then you've got somewhere designated that people can go connect, message people back, have whatever call you need to go, and then go back, and then you can disconnect again.
It's like an IT
Umbilical cord.
umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people can't disconnect themselves from it.
Yeah.
But the mobile reception here is limited. So and people do need internet, of course. But I don't want internet. It's nice just to enjoy the place rather than looking at Facebook and posting pictures of your breakfast. Yeah. That's the shower.
Oh, so there's a shower area in here. And pick up a little book here.
Books, towels.
And then lots of toys in here for people to play with.
Toys, board games, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the kind of family theme, that's the kids' pool lounge.
Okay.
There's normally a few more boxes of toys, plastic bits for the kids to go
Okay, so you
hang
can
out.
get the kids, get the nanny to look after them as well if you want that service.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And then just a leave.
And then the loo. Should we go and check out the swimming pool?
Why not?
Why not? Well, on a hot day like this, it's one of those things. Wish we had some more time. We went in last night just before the sun went down. Yeah.
Again, the reason I'm up here now is to put a new pool pump. The other one broke, so the pool is looking a bit milky, but
yeah. It's all fixed now.
It'll be crystal.
So did you? How did you build this part? So you started with the tents, then you
we started with a bar restaurant, and then the kitchen, and then the campsite, and a handful of rooms. But this was always penciled in to be the location for the pool.
Okay.
Great view.
Yeah.
And separate from the main lodge. If you're lying by the pool, you don't want everyone having their lunch and watching you.
Actually, yeah,
So
that's a good point. I mean, some places that you go to, you have the restaurant and it's looking over the swimming pool,
which is great if you like that sort of thing. But some people don't, so just having it.
I think this might be like especially I don't know if you've got kids running around or whatever, you might want that privacy. So.
Yeah. And a shaded pool as well.
Of course.
Again, the pool is all solar, so all the panels that run the pool pump are all above.
Okay.
But the shaded element for the pool makes a big difference. Kids are going to be in the pool all day, so if you can put half of the pool under shade, again it saves them.
Yeah, save them getting sunburned and stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
So just as much protection as you can. It is not fierce, the sun, but it's we're not far from the equator.
Yeah.
So,
my pale Scottish skin needs to be
toughen
shaded
up a little bit. There's nothing like a European winter to wind you up a bit.
No. All right.
So yeah, again, kids' pool area, just a little one for the little fellas just to splash around in.
Yep.
And again, with the kid friendly, the deepest part is 130.
Okay.
So in theory, as long as you're taller than 130, all you've got to do is stand up.
Yeah. Wow. And then you've got these little seating areas.
Yeah. Again, shaded up as well with slice tables or whatever.
Yeah. Great.
It was a calculated effort to put the Wi-Fi here and nowhere else.
Yeah.
And it
seems to work perfectly. Yeah.
There's a couple of other spots you can go if you want to get a desk or whatever and sit for an hour if you've got some extra work to do. But generally people are just sitting on their tablets and
of course.
and looking at their images, aren't they?
Yeah.
The photos.
All right, let's go check out the bar area. Beautiful place to have some dinner, some chill out in the evening.
For a long time we're a little bit more limited in our solar capacity.
Yeah.
Which was causing a lot of problems with battery and battery life. So then we sort of upped the ante and went hard on the solar. So in theory, having enough.
What were you doing before the solar though?
It was all solar, but there was a lot less of it.
Okay.
And we sort of moved up onto a slightly more commercial level. So
you've definitely got it covered in terms of outages or whatever.
There's certain conditions the batteries will last. And if you've got to stay within the top 20% of their voltage saturation.
Okay.
And the more you come out of that top 20%, the more you erode the battery life. So if you keep the batteries topped up, they should last for 5-10 years.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Got these little things for the kids as well.
Yeah. Swing. There's a cover over. That's a sand pit.
Oh right. I see.
For little fellas, because again, you want to be able to sit and have lunch and
let them play away.
In the sand pit, and it's. Everyone goes, well, that's amazing. It's like, yeah, but I'm a parent too. So
you're just solving your own problems.
It is. It really is.
And that's the best way to do it.
Isn't it? Yeah. And the best things in life are simple. Simplicity is the ease.
Yeah. Just give them a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the bar.
Restaurant.
Amazing. Yeah, we chilled out here last night. We've got this nice seating area for relaxing. After your food, you can have a little, or before, you can have a little cocktail, chill here, and then you can go over to the restaurant area and then there's obviously this amazing view over here of the of the Nile River. Check out the telescope. What was the idea behind the telescope?
Just nice. You see something on the other side to be able to tune into it.
Yeah, for sure. And
Again,
there's always
monkeys are their main problem. They come and swing on it, hence the bag underneath the try and
Oh,
stop it being
yeah.
collapsed by.
But the other side, we just noticed when we were on the boat trip that the other side of the river, the north side of the river, is obviously you were mentioning the savannah area.
Yes.
So
Yeah. The park itself is the largest protected area in Uganda, or it's a park and a couple of conservation areas. But the main savannah game is on the north side, and the different sort of ages of the park have changed it quite dramatically. The elephant population in the 70s was 17,000 strong, and then in the 70s and early 80s that pretty much got wiped out. The elephant population went down to 300. It's now picked up to about 4,000 or 5,000 again.
okay.
But the elephants have an amazing impact on the ecosystem, and larger elephant herds would basically maintain the savannah.
Okay.
And so when the elephants got wiped out,
Yes.
the bush came back again, and most of the
course, 'cause
southern
they're eating so
side
much,
is back to bush again now.
Okay.
So
And they can't cross. Now they've got the bridge. Maybe they can cross.
no one's going to get in the way, are they? No, but there's lots of sandbanks and stuff in the river, and the elephants know where they're going, so they can,
Yeah.
there's areas obviously where they can't cross,
Yeah.
but they know where they can cross. And sometimes you look at this massive river, 700-800 meters across, and there's an elephant standing in the middle, and he's not even got his belly wet.
Oh.
He's walking along.
Okay.
and
So they know where the shallow
they
parts
know
are.
where they are. Yeah. If you're driving a boat, you've got to know where those bits are as well.
Yeah.
But it's a playground. The river
Yeah.
itself is phenomenal.
I love the fact that this place is like multi-tiered as well. Like the design that's gone into it, having the seating areas up there, and in the video from our trip to come here, there's a viewing ledge
Yes.
over there. So we saw some of the sunset. So go check that video out. But it's almost like you've got the viewing ledge, and then you've got this seating area here, and then it goes down to this bench, and then again there's like a fire pit down at the bottom there. So it's amazing how you've kind of designed this place.
Yeah. Again, it's the fire pit. The African TV, the bush TV, is the fire. So the fire should be going in the evening, and then after dinner you just wander around with a nice cold drink and go and sit by the fire for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But it's just using the most of our space,
Yeah.
basically. Thought we got a couple of elephants in there. There used to be, before the high water, there used to be a whole lot of islands over here.
Oh yeah.
But they've pretty much gone, and you get the ellies coming down, especially in the dry season.
Yeah.
And just having their lunch on the island. So you sit here and watch a herd of elephants having its lunch. Is spectacular. It's really
We actually saw
spectacular.
some coming out of the water. They were bathing, and our boat went past, and they all just started moving out of the water. It was beautiful. And then there's the dining area. Beautiful space again. I think you guys do. We had 2 courses last night, but you also do 3 courses if people
Yeah.
are hungry.
It's normally a 3-course dinner and a 2-course lunch.
Ah, okay.
So and there's free water. Squiffy picture.
It's those attention to
Oh, it's
detail
that
when
thing
you
that-
go somewhere.
Yeah, it's that thing that just drags your eye into it, isn't it? It's a curve.
But these pictures are amazing. Where did you pick these up?
These are just old images of different chunks of Africa. This is one of the big herds. Herds of 500 elephants.
Oh, the migration.
Were not uncommon.
Oh.
And that was obviously a few years ago before Idi Amin.
Okay.
The picture of the plane underneath it is one of Ernest Hemingway's plane crashes.
I see.
That was the second one.
Yeah. And why did you say before Idi Amin, did he let people in to poach the elephants?
In the 60s, this was the most visited national park on the continent.
Oh, okay.
And then Idi Amin came along, and the wildlife population was decimated.
Wow. Okay.
So this is an image that Samuel Baker painted or drew of Murchison Falls when he got back
Yeah.
to London at the end of his trip. And the park was named after the National Geographic Society president chairman. He was
It's
Gerald
called
Murchison.
Ah, okay. Some colonial history there.
This is the Africa Queen that was filmed on Lake Albert.
Oh, great.
And the image with That one's the filming of the Africa Queen as well.
Wow, these are amazing.
They're lovely images, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
There's a
they're
fascination with old Africa as well.
Yeah.
How it all came about. There's an organisation in Pakwatch, which is just on the north side of the
Snares
park.
for wearers.
Yeah,
Okay.
snares to wares.
Okay, great.
And they take all the old snare cable
Okay.
and make animals out of it. And I'd love to mention them as well because they're great.
Yeah, for sure.
It's generating income for the local population around
Can
the
people
park.
buy these things online? Or?
Yeah, no, they can. It's, we stock them for. There should be tags because people don't know it's for sale when
Okay.
it's like that, do they? But yeah, it's again just trying to
Tell people,
generate some revenue for
yeah,
the,
and
for the
it's
local
like
population.
it's materials that are going to waste essentially, and they
Yeah.
just repurpose them for
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
products. That's the end of the Murchison River Lodge tour. Chris, thanks so much for showing
No
us
worries,
around.
pleasure. Always a pleasure.
It's been amazing. Our stay here has been amazing, and highly recommend the place. So if you guys are interested in coming to this part of Uganda, then check out the link below to the lodge, and yeah, highly recommend staying here.